Welcome back everyone, I'm Craven and this is Trails the Third. We are at the Hermit Garden preparing ourselves to get to another plane of existence, or at least in this altered space. But before we go, let's talk to everyone around the table and see what they're up to. Considering we're always traveling using warps in the cube, it's hard to be sure. But it does feel like every time we arrive at a new plane, we're moving farther and farther downward. It makes me wonder what's at the bottom of Phantasma. I'm simply glad that Her Highness is safe and well. Still, there seems to be every chance that plenty of others have been captured in the same way. We should hurry and aid them. It's clear that the Lord of Phantasma is not a foe to be underestimated. Unfortunately, we just don't have enough information to try and work out who they really are. If only we had more clues to go on. I had just finished writing in my diary before settling down to sleep when I took a glance out of the window. When I did, I saw a bright light, and next all I could see was white. I see. I'd forgotten how you can see the port from the castle. Yes. So, judging by all I've heard, it sounds as though the first light I saw was the cube activating, and then I was drawn in here with everyone else. If only I had known what was going to happen, perhaps I would have been able to do something after seeing the first light. Well, let's look at the positives. We're never gonna run out of food or water or anything while we're here, right? I'll pitch in with cooking too, so don't worry so much, okay? In that case, perhaps we could cook together later. I'm not a bad chef, if I do say so myself. Besides, I think it'll be easier to calm down if I could take my mind off things. Oh, sure thing. You know what? Yeah, I'd be totally up for that. Aww, new friendships are being formed amongst a very peculiar situation. Alright, so everybody was sitting there. There's no other people we need to look into, I think. So, let's warp to the plane and head towards the gate. I do wonder where they are gonna send us next. It must be a memorable location, at least to the series. So which is it gonna be? Well, this should take us to the third plane. Funny how this warp ended up being in the exact spot that device to seal the Aureole was in the real world. Device? Are you referring to the first barrier mentioned in that report? Yeah, the one designed to temporarily freeze it in another dimension, null space. Although unfortunately for the guys who pulled it off, it looks like that wasn't enough to stop the Gospels being able to influence it. I see. Well, we still don't know what happened to the Aureole either. There seems to be many who think that the Liberl arc collapsing means that the Aureole itself is no more too. Which is possible, I suppose. All we really know is that, judging by how shaken Wiseman was, something unexpected happened. Beyond that, nothing. Well, I don't think we're ever gonna know for sure what happened unless someone catches that sick freak with the glasses and grills him on it. Not that anyone knows where he is right now. Well, technically, he is blown into the wind. What? But the report said quite clearly. No one in the church is sure what happened to him either. It's still being looked into. Still, I think it's fairly safe to say that Wiseman isn't involved in what's happening right here. If he were, I'm sure he'd be openly reveling every second of this. You all know what kind of guy he is. That is true. He doesn't really have anything to gain by wearing a mask like this, I suppose. We got way too many unanswered questions at this point. All we can do is keep looking for answers. The less we know, the more we have to be on guard, though. So, be careful. Right, Ries? I suppose so. Yeah, she's looking at him like, why aren't you telling them you killed Wiseman? Changed him into a pillar of salt? Well, I think Kevin is trying to keep the secrets of the church safe and maybe trying to have people not look at him in a different way, like a killer. Where are we now? Something similar to the Jade Corridor by the looks of it. Kevin, over there. The Golden and Silver Road. So which road are we gonna take first? Do you have a choice in the matter? Because then I will go with silver first. A golden and silver gate. Well, this is foreboding. Again? The ghost we saw in Grancel. Visitors from afar. Bearers of the Grail emblem. Can you hear me? Yeah, we can. Before you stands the entrances to the twin corridors. Proceed through them both in sync, or never shall you reach the dark depths beyond. I entrust their operation to the monument before you. Step forth into the corridors, the power of the Grail with you, and move onward. But beware, once you have stepped through the doors, the trial must be completed. Oh. Well, that's one question answered. That voice we've been hearing all this time was hers. Although, now the question is, who is she anyway? Whoever she is, she gave us some valuable advice on how to proceed. Step forth into the corridor, the power of the Grail with you, and move onward. And I say we take her up on that advice. Move in sync means we're gonna have to split up though. Or more like Ries and I have to each take a door at the same time. That's how I took it too. If we don't do it the way she said, I thought we'll be able to advance. They sure aren't making it easy for us, huh? That means we're going to need to divide us among the two groups, right? With all the stuff we've fought so far, going up against a new area with only a couple of people feels dangerous, don't you think? Then why not ask the rest back in the garden to help us? That way we could form two groups of 4. That should hopefully be good enough for any challenges up ahead. But that voice said that Kevin and I needed to be the ones who stepped through the gates. Sure, but that's all she specified. That you and me needed to go through different ones. She didn't say anything what these guys have to do. Plus, there's no telling what's waiting for us on the other side. We could use their help. Alright then, thank you. Oh, not a problem. So what should we do? Should we call everyone here right away? Even if we did, I don't blame them if they wanted some time to prep before heading out. Especially since I've got the hunch that once we go in these gates, there's no back out. So instead of calling them here, let's go back to them. Then we'll all come here once we feel up to the challenge. The third plane. The dungeon on this plane requires you to form 2 parties, with Kevin and Ries as their leaders in order to advance. Each of the characters you have at this point will need to be placed in one of these parties. Furthermore, after beginning the dungeon, you won't be able to return to the garden until it's complete. To begin exploring, inspect the monument at the start of the third plane and choose Explore Third Plane. Which we are not gonna do, because we're gonna do some other stuff first. Yeah, I'm gonna assume all these weapons are better than what we have, including the suits, so we're gonna need a whole lot of money. So yeah, we definitely want to prepare for that. And of course, maybe getting some more heals for 5,000, just so we don't necessarily have to heal through arts, we can also use our items to do that in case it's necessary. Alright. I think the best thing we can do right now is maybe go for some of the doors we haven't opened yet, but we can do at this time. Just to get a story out there, and then in between the episodes I can set up everyone with the max quartz and equipment they have. So basically we have a better chance of surviving both regions. And I think this does give us a glimpse into how this game works. Meaning, if they're already doing 2 parties now, there might be more of that in the future. So giving us more credence that everyone we get, we need to keep on the level with everyone else. So everyone needs to have their gear sorted out. Everyone needs their quartz sorted out. Meaning, we need a lot of sapphire and we need a lot of money. Which I think shouldn't be too much of a problem. Just means I get to grind a little bit extra, which I never mind. So for now, let's see if we can't find some doors to play around with. Skilled in orbital engineering with the flame, but they can't do that yet. Dancer with silver locks. The boy with the eyes of amber and the princess with an indomitable will. We can do that one, so relatively short story. Bring me the girl who loves to fish. And steals of fish, this is it. So the only one thing we can do right now is go to star door 3. Well, if we change the party, that is. Let's do that. Sorry, I just said you're going out of the party already. And since this is only for a story bit, I doubt we'll be in any trouble. Mute, definitely. Yeah, do anti-sleep. What kind of ornaments do you have? Ooh, I think I know what we're gonna do. Kevin will be the healer of the first party and Kloe of the second. Those roles are already given here. No mind 3, cast 1. We got 3. So we can change shield maybe to evade or something, I don't know. Maybe something totally different. I do love this one, but we can probably switch it over for something else. Maybe. I'll think it over. But this is more than good enough for the time being, which is logical because we just got her. Alright, let's... Oh, we cannot restore her CP, but since we are doing a story bit in the door, I don't think that will pose a problem. Yeah, it's not filled yet. Maybe it's just me, but it's kinda, sorta maybe a bad idea to lock the next Queen of Liberl in one of those sealing stones, right? That Lord of Phantasma should get the death penalty if we catch him. Yeah. She loves her potential future queen. Yeah, she'd love to be friends with her at some point. Alright. Bring to me the boy with eyes of amber and the princess with indomitable will. Only then shall the door open. The Star Chamber. Are we gonna see like a bit of a story of Kloe's crush on Joshua? I shall grant to you a memory fragment and my blessing. Breaking news. Liberl News Special Issue. The Flying City falls. Liberl is safe once more. Glory to the young bracers who saved us from the crisis. Okay, let's read this then. Enigmatic object gone in a flash. The mysterious structure that appeared last month over Valeria Lake disappeared as suddenly as it came, collapsing loudly in a giant mountain of rubble into the lake. Many of our readers may have witnessed the moment for themselves, but it seems that it was visible not only from Liberl, but from the southern edge of the Empire and from Kelford as well. A small minority argued that the structure may have been a weapon belonging to the Royal Army, but this turn of events seems to conclusively rule out that possibility. The collapse of the Liberl Ark also caused a 2-arch-high tsunami around the edges of the lake, but so far there have been no reports of serious injuries, fatalities, or missing persons as a result of this. The worst that seems to have been reported is a number of unfortunate fishermen who were unable to escape in time, getting covered in water. According to the investigation by the Royal Guard and Brazier Guild, it was a flying city from ancient Sumerian times. How exactly it came to be above Valeria Lake to begin with, or what caused it to collapse remains to be confirmed, but it appears to be without a doubt that the international crime syndicate known as the Society was somehow involved. While this has yet to be officially confirmed, reports suggest that an investigation team in the city encountered a group of Crimson soldiers there, supporting the above theory. This place is just one mystery after another, but we can't let those guys get away with any more than they already have, said a member of the team. Furthermore, Zeiss Central Factory and the Royal Army are planning to continue investigating the Liberl Ark, and to this end will be launching a combined salvage operation, recovering from the shutdown. Around the time of the Liberl Ark collapse, the orbital shutdown phenomenon that tormented the whole of the country finally ceased, and as a result, many now believe that the city caused the phenomenon, but no conclusive proof of this has been established, and we can only await further research into this issue. Oh. I accidentally pressed too hard. No. Damn it. Let's see if we can look it back in a book in the Hermit Garden, hopefully. Politics. Crown Princess Claudia has been busy. As previously reported, Her Highness Princess Claudia is now this nation's crown princess. As a result, we will be referring to her as such in all publications moving forward. Crown Princess Claudia wastes no time after assuming her position in meeting with Prince Olivert of the Erebonian Empire, and together they reconfirmed our nation's relationship with one another. After the discussion, they both boarded the RCA together. It's widely expected that this meeting will contribute to ensuring peaceful relations with Erebonia in the future. In addition, the pair plan to both be in attendance at the upcoming banquet to be held at Grancel Castle. We will bring you all the latest on that in due time. As you all know, our homeland of Liberl has fallen victim to a vast number of calamities over the past year. There was the coup d'etat, the bizarre changes at the Terracyclic Towers, coming under assault of an ancient dragon, our capital being attacked, and finally the Liberl Ark's appearance as already discussed in this very issue. What you may not know, however, is that there is a group of young men and women who were involved in the resolution of all these crises. Their steel-like will and unyielding determination leading them to the conclusion. If not for them, the crisis may not have been resolved or taken a turn for the worst. I would like to take this opportunity to thank them for all they have done for us. Thank you. You are truly this nation's great hope. Thank you. We are doing our best, as always. What's taking you so long, Dorothy? Get up, move on, or I'm gonna leave you behind. Wait for me. No time for waiting. If we take so much longer, the banquet's gonna start without us. We're talking about a big celebration held by the Queen here. Being late isn't an option. But I'm so hungry. I can't walk another step. I have a horrible feeling I know what's going on here. You skipped lunch so you could eat more at the banquet, didn't you? I didn't even eat breakfast. I haven't eaten a thing since yesterday. Going 30 hours without eating is making me feel all kind of lightheaded. What the hell were you thinking? I can't move. Carry me.
Hell no. Come on, we're going. There's no way we can miss an occasion like this. There's gonna be ideas knows how many famous people there. First on the agenda is snapping a photo of Her Majesty and the Crown Princess, and then...
Uh-huh. This actually isn't so bad. Yeah, he does care for Dorothy in his own way. At one point, this very capital was placed in grave danger. But thanks to the efforts of everyone here and many others, all is well. This humble banquet is intended to be an occasion to celebrate that fact as well as to honor all those who contributed to making it a reality. If you would, Claudia? Of course. All those invited to today's party contributed in one way or another to protecting the peace of Liberl by ending the peril we were faced with, whether it was extending a helping hand to those in need, or working to fight off the threats that instilled fear in the hearts of our people. As his country's future monarch, I would like to extend my deepest gratitude to each and every one of you. Thank you all very much. Holding this party is nothing compared to all that you have done, but...
we just made it.
Phew, we're finally here. Food! Someone give me food!
What the hell are you doing? Eating can wait. You've got pictures to take. The Crown Prince's speech might be finishing soon.
Oh, okay. Well, I do hope you all will be enjoying your time here all the same. I'm sure you are all busy men and women, burdened by a great many responsibilities and concerns. But today, I would ask that you all cast that aside in order to rest, relax and enjoy yourself. The food on offer here is some of the finest in Liberl, so by all means, partake until you can no more. And may the goddess bless this nation. Kloe is really something else, huh? I'm not sure I could dress super nice, get up in front of a crowd like this, and make a big speech the way she did. Yeah, she is. She said she wasn't feeling confident about how she'd do as a crown princess before. But from where I'm standing, she's doing just fine. Seeing her is making me kinda jealous though. I wish I could pull off fancy dresses the way she does. You got something to say, mister? Oh, it's nothing. You're just not all that girly most of the time, so it always takes me by surprise when you suddenly are. What do you mean I'm not girly? Sure, lately I've been so busy with helping get Liberl back in shape, so I haven't had any time to go back home. But that doesn't mean I don't want to wear a pretty dress or something once in a while, you know? I know. Still, it really is surprising just how much you've grown even in these past few weeks. I have? Well, it's been pretty tough running up and down the country so much, but you've kept up with ease. And your judgment as a racer are getting more spot on with every decision you make. Fancy dress or not, I think you're a pretty wonderful person, Estelle. I don't know why, but it's weird hearing you pile on the compliments so much. But what can I say? I'm glad that things seems to have finally calmed down a bit on the work front these past few days. The capital might not be entirely the way it was, but it's getting there. I think we can finally afford to take a breather. Yeah. Oh, look! Look at all that food. The chefs in the castle supposedly made the entire spread too. Oh, there's no way I'm missing out on this. I didn't get to enjoy food back during the birthday festivities, so now's my time to pick out big time. I'm gonna eat until I barf. Stay right here, okay, Joshua? I'm gonna go scoop out the goods. She might have grown in some areas, but she's still got ways to go in others.
Hey, look, how you doing, Joshua? Estelle's not here with you? She just went to get food a second ago, actually. Are you two here for more work than fun? Ah, bingo. There are many occasions where this many famous faces are gathered in one place. There was no way we could pass up a chance to come and score some interviews. Don't think you're getting out of here without answering some questions either. We'll get to you two later. So no going home until you've spoken to us, alright? Alright. Ah, great. Next up, the Crown Princess. Up to it, Dorothy. I can't go on. I need to eat something. Let me have something to eat. Not until we're done. Questions to ask, photos to take. Why are you so mean? Well, work before pleasure. And he wants to finish up as soon as we can. He's even more fired up today than usual. I wonder how Estelle is doing. So much for scoping out the food. I suppose this is as good a chance as any. I owe a lot to the people here on a personal level too. Maybe I should go around and thank them while I have the chance. Yes, we get to control him ourselves, nice. Hidden in a corner. Oh, I wasn't expecting to find you here. Still, thank you very much for your support during the attack on Grancel. It really did help us all. Oh please, I only did what I did because it was one of His Excellency's bail conditions. Make no mistake, I wouldn't have helped any of you worthless dregs otherwise. You wouldn't think it would be so hard to accept a thank you. You were able to make it, Richard? Ah, thanks to Brigadier General Bryce's generosity, yes. I received an official pardon from Her Majesty for my actions. Probably for foiling the Society's attack on Grancel, right? That's good news. I'm happy for you. I wish I could say the same, but I don't feel as though I deserve to be pardoned at all. Now that the nation is at peace, I feel this is the time I should be facing up to my crimes, not having them swept under the rug. I can't say I don't understand, but still. Please, Joshua, you needn't look so concerned. I have no intention of refusing Her Majesty's kindness and going against her will. I merely feel a strong desire to settle things within myself, and I fully intend on following through. That is all. Alright then. Phew, and there sure are a lot of guests today. By all means, help yourself to any of the food here. It'll all taste much better while it's still hot. So, when are you coming? Hold on, I haven't even... Oh, Joshua. Hey man, making the rounds? Something like that, yeah. Anything interesting going on with you? Sort of. I said he was gonna come over for dinner in Zeissen a while back. So I was just asking him when he's free. Oh, that's right, so he did. When we were getting off the RSA, right? I really didn't mean it though. It was just one of those things you say in passing, but don't give much thought to. I ain't exactly swimming in free time, you know. Being a bracer is busy work. I'd like to go, sure, but I've got no idea if I actually have time to do it. Oh, but I've been looking forward to you coming back ever since. Okay. Let me think. Maybe the end of the month? That should be okay. I think that Friday's free, I think. Really? Is that a promise? Yeah, I guess. Have I given you some food already? Tita took out a small notebook and started scribbling in it. So, what kind of dishes do you like? Any old set of groceries I can shove down my neck is fine with me. Nothing special at all? Well, I think I'd better leave them alone for now. I wouldn't want to get in their way. Ah, Joshua, it's been a long time since I last saw you. It's good to see you again too, Professor. Although, speaking of the last time, I hear there's a plan in motion to pull up the Liberl Ark from the lake and investigate it. Ah, yes, you heard right. It'll be carried out in conjunction with the Royal Army. That's not to say it will be easy, of course. Valera's lake fairly deep, so we can't start hauling up bits of the city all willy-nilly. So we're intended to work on making a map of the lake bottoms using sonar first, which is going to take quite some time as it is. Yeah, it's going to take a real long time, but I think it's the better way to do it, because you don't want the entirety of the city being lifted out of the lake, only the pieces that need investigating. No one here, no hidden enemies. We're delighted to see you were able to attend tonight's banquet. Please do enjoy yourself. The whole garden terrace is accessible to guests of tonight's party, so please don't feel restricted and enjoy yourself. Please do enjoy yourself at the banquet. We'll try, we'll try. Oh, I'm terribly sorry, but I'm afraid you may not pass beyond this point. These stairs lead to Her Highness's private chamber. Yes. And of course you wouldn't want to invade there without permission. You two look comfortable. Oh, if it isn't Joshua. Care to join us for a few drinks? Don't be shy now. The night's only just begun. But I want to see those exquisite amber eyes of yours swim before it comes to a close. I'm good, thanks. Aw, come on. We're at a celebratory banquet here. Don't be such a spoilsport. Oh, I know. Why don't we have a few drinks to celebrate you becoming a senior brazier at the same time? I feel like it was ages ago, but we never did get to celebrate your promotion. Only Estelle's. Say, Shira? About Luciola. Silly Joshua, what are you getting all worried about her for? You really needn't be. Shira's right. Especially not now. We all have our concerns and worries after all that happened over the past few weeks and months. But this is not the time to be thinking about them. This is the time to be making merry and drowning in a fine drink. From sunset to sunrise. Right. I don't think there's ever a time for not making merry, as far as you're concerned. He's got a point though. Oh, and while you've got the chance to say this to you, no more going off on your own, you hear? You have no idea how worried Estelle was about you as you last disappeared. I could barely bring myself to watch her. I won't. I've got no intention of doing anything like that again. I'm fine now. Well, if you say so. Oh, that docile expression of yours is so adorable, Joshua. Don't go showing off that face too much tonight, alright? Yeah, it's the drunk corner, so if you drink too much, you'll end up here. Ah, it's you. I've heard you've been lending hand with restoration efforts in addition to all you did with the Liberl. You have my thanks. Oh, you're quite welcome, sir. I wasn't expecting him to thank me. I wonder if something happened. He might have had some discussions with Cassius about him. Do you need something to drink, sir? We have plenty available, alcoholic or otherwise. Is there enough food available for you? If there's anything you would like more of, feel free to let me know. Ah, greetings, Joshua. I'd like to take this chance to thank you again for all your team did to thwart Ouroboros' schemes and return peace to Liberl. The depth of gratitude we owe is beyond measure. Please, you're exaggerating, sir. We might have been the ones who entered the Liberl, but we won't have had the chance of success if we were on our own. It was only because of you, Richard, Kurt and the others fighting on the ground that we were able to succeed. Well, we certainly say the name of you though, although it is true that none of us could have brought about peace alone. Still, I wanted the chance to thank you personally for all you did. The faith we had in you to see you work through to the end was just what we needed to fight. Yeah. Because trust is a sign of friendship, because you need to trust each other. This is some party, isn't it? I don't think you'll find a banquet with a guest list quite like this anywhere. I used to be a businessman, so I've been to my fair share of occasions like this, but I've never been to any with this many famous people in attendance. It's a pleasure to see you again, Joshua. You too, Lila. Have you been well? I have, thank you.
Although, I wish I could say the same for the mayor. She collapsed from overworking herself the other day. As such, I had no choice but to force her to take some time off work. That bad? I'm afraid so. She was finally able to rest and recover enough to my satisfaction, thankfully. So she's now returned to her duties. I assure you that she's in good hands. Oh, definitely. Because she's way too strong for Mabel to go against her. I heard the academy was actually occupied by armed assailants at one point. I was ever so worried when I first heard the news. You needn't worry about us. The academy suffered no major damage as a result of what happened. It was certainly a shock to the students, but they're all back to their usual cheery selves now. Okay, so no direct text against Joshua, even though he was the one that helped with freeing the academy. Phew, it's finally all over. It just goes to show that if we endure, the goddess will eventually extend her hand of salvation to us all. That's reassuring to know. Poor Mr. Murdoch. Joshua, it's been quite some time since I last saw you. It has. I didn't know you were here, Major Klaus. The mayors of each of Liberl cities and towns were invited, I believe. I'm not sure why I was when I didn't do all that much to contribute to anything, but I decided to attend nonetheless. Oh, that's not true at all. I hear that the food supplies that were delivered to Bose and Grancel were done so on your orders. That was particularly well received there, and we all know how dire things were at the time. You've got so much right to be here, being thanked for all your efforts as anyone else. It was? Well, that's certainly a relief to hear. Thank you so much for letting me know, Joshua. Yeah, and that's also who Joshua is. Also shining the light on everybody else, no matter what. Joshua. I'm surprised to see you here, Dad. I thought you said over the phone you wouldn't be able to attend because you were so swamped. Swamped is an understatement. Transporting goods needed to get the country back in order, making sure every area has all the utility it needs. I'm drowning in work. It's going to take a while longer before we can say Liberl is back to normal too, I fear. Come to think of it, Estelle and I certainly didn't expect to find soldiers even in Liberl's smaller villages, so it threw us off to see so much while we were helping out where we could. Doesn't come as a surprise if you're the one responsible though. It should go a long way towards helping people feel at ease. Well, it's times like these we've all got to do all we can for another, and the army is no different. With Erebonia and Culvert's internal political situations a mystery to us all, the reorganization of the army has had to be shelved for now too. Still, no matter how busy a man is, everyone needs to kick back in a while. So make sure you make the most of the night, Joshua. I think you need to kick back more than I do, Dad. Estelle's been pretty worried about you, you know. There's no need to worry about me. I'm hanging in there. In fact, I'd say I'm taking it too easy. Which might actually be true, knowing Cassius. Because he's fully in his element as the general. Kevin? I wasn't expecting you to still be in Liberl. Oh, what's up? You were invited too, huh? Makes sense. So, having fun? You better be. Take it from me. If you don't make the most of times like these and eat your heart out, you're gonna regret it later. Thank you very much for all you did for me, Kevin. If you hadn't come to Liberl when you did, don't sweat it. Not like I did anything special. Glad to see all the side effects looks to be gone too. You're looking spiffy these days, Joshua. So yeah, just forget about owning me or whatever. It's all in the past now. I'm not sure if I should ask this, but are you... Joshua? I'm not gonna be in Liberl for much longer, so this might be the last time we meet for a while. But I hope we'll get a chance to see each other again one day. Yeah, I hope so too. Oh, Miss Maid, I need some food. How's it going, Joshua? Hello, Zin. Thanks again for
all the help you've been given with the restoration efforts. I don't know what we'd have done without you. Hey, think nothing of it. It's all part of being a bracer, really. Can't say how much longer I'll be able to lend a helping hand though. Gotta pack up and head back home at some point. The political situation isn't exactly stable over there, you see? And that's the only thing that I'm wondering if Zin will be part of the party from the Sealing Stones. Because if he's gone back to his own country, will that be too far as a reach for the power of the cube? Because I think the cube itself, it may be the Aureole after all, that's like the core of it. But we'll see. I do hope he's there, because he is what... Oh, we know he's there. What am I saying? Of course he's there. We have a door with his name on it. But it will still be very interesting to see where he was when he was transported into the Sealing Stone. Because if he's at that much bigger distance from us, back in Calvert, then we know that the power, the reach it has, is all over and not just local in Liberl, which is going to be a boon of information too. It's nice to be able to attend a banquet like this. I truly drives home the point that this nation is back at peace again. The trouble regarding Liberl and subsequent restoration efforts have really shown me anew how capable a ruler Queen Alicia is. She's handled all that's happened impeccably. If all this had happened in the Republic, it would not have been resolved anywhere near as smoothly, let me tell you. Well, hopefully one day we'll see. Because I know that other games will play in other regions, so I'm hoping at that time we'll learn more about it. Man, this is one hell of a party. I normally work as a chef over at the Sanctum Gate, but I was called over to help. It's a real huge honor to be able to help out at an occasion of this spectacular. I doubt I'll ever get an opportunity like this again. If it isn't Joshua. I was just discussing the aftermath of the crisis here with Major Vander. Fortunately, the Liberl collapse caused little direct damage itself. That might not have been the case if there had been any ships on the lake at the time, but due in part to the orbital shutdown phenomenon, none were. The tsunami afterwards was quite small too. I'd say we're rather fortunate. Estelle and I were able to see as much when we were traveling around the lake shore. A few people who were watching the city collapse were caught up in it, and a small number of fishermen were splashed with water, but that's about it. Indeed, if anything, the much greater problem was the confusion that came about as a result of losing orbital power. Liberl is, after all, one of the most advanced nations on the continent when it comes to orbital technology. Ordinarily, there's one of the 4 greatest strengths, but in this case, it's worked against us. The crisis has now passed, but that doesn't mean our work is done. We still have plenty ahead of us to take care of. Hell yeah. Oh, just a man, just a man. Pardon? Huh? Oh, is this the boy you were speaking of earlier? Oh, that's correct. This is Joshua. I was just telling the ambassador here about your various accomplishments, Joshua. Oh, it's an honor to finally meet you. I am the resident Erebonian ambassador here in Liberl, Devil Krenak. Oh, it's nice to meet you. The tale of how you flew on top of the flying city, all while knowing it, may be the last thing you did, brought tears to my eyes. How you were able to participate in an operation that may have brought your death, casting aside even your girlfriend's objections. I don't know. But I know this, Liberl needs more young men and women like you. Oh, thank you for saying so, sir. Just what has the Duke been telling him? I think the Duke has been propping you up a lot, Joshua. But all was well, ended well, for by miraculous chance the two were able to reunite. Oh, good evening to you. Thank you so much for making time to attend tonight's banquet. Oh, not at all. How are you feeling now after having some time to recover, Philip? I'm feeling quite well, you're too kind. I do believe I may have overexerted myself. That's how things are once you've reached a certain age. I find myself wondering whether I would have been able to do more if I were 30 years younger, but I suppose there's little point in doing so. I wonder what he looked like 30 years ago. No, Sorry, Philip, I just can't picture it. Yeah, I'm pretty sure 30 years ago, he might have been on the level of Cassius. Maybe. He was definitely strong, though. Now that everything's back to normal, it feels like all that happened that day was some sort of dream. I'd certainly rather believe it was, seeing the castle gates fall and those scary people charging through like it was a nightmare. I thought I was going to faint at the sight of it all. Oh. You're always welcome back at our castle at any time. I'd be more than happy to help you get dolled up for the occasion too. I'm never wearing a maid outfit again, just so you know. Hey, if we have something to say about it, it will happen. If not in this game, then maybe some in the future we're gonna play, but if there is a chance of dressing Joshua up in a maid costume, we're definitely gonna do it. Oh why, hello Joshua. Tonight's party is hosted by Her Majesty in all her grace, so I do hope you'll enjoy yourself. Alright. Good evening, Your Majesty. Thank you very much for inviting me today. Oh, not at all. I'm pleased to see you've come. I've been eagerly awaiting the day we could meet again. I hear you and Estelle have been traveling and helping with restoration efforts. That's correct. We both wanted to see how things were across the kingdom with our own eyes. I'm glad we did too, because now I can finally breathe a sigh of relief. People really are strong. That they are. I have been queen for over 40 years, and the strength of Liberl citizens continue to amaze me to this day. There are plenty who would like to credit either my abilities as a ruler or Orbal technology for the tiny nation's good fortune, but we would be nothing without its people. I wasn't the one who allowed us to overcome the recent crisis or the war 10 years ago, and neither was Orbal technology. No, I believe it was the will of its people to live, and that's what I believe supports our country both then and now. People's will to live? Indeed. You were gracious enough to call this country your second home, Joshua. From now on, your will to live will be another great support for this fine nation. As its queen, that makes me happier than you can imagine. Oh, thank you, Your Majesty. Your words mean a lot to me. Yeah, such kind words. Squee! Well, Zeke. Good to see you too. After all he did, I say he deserves a good party as much as any human. Oh, definitely. If you would, Your Highness, a comment in celebration of the fact that the crisis is past now. Just nothing too formal, alright? I prefer something that brings out your bright and cheery nature. What? You'd like me to give a comment? Well, let's see. Looks like she's being interviewed at the moment. I should leave her be for now. Really? Oh, I'm sure she would love to talk to you. It was an honor to be able to put my skills to the test making tonight's many dishes. I do hope they will be to your satisfaction. Please, have your fill. Ah, it's good to see you again, Elnan. I hear you were here as a Bracer Guild's representative today, is that true? Indeed. All of the other receptionists are busy, you see. I was the only one able to attend. Then that's too bad. Isn't it though? It would have been a fine time for us to exchange information. But oh well, there's always tomorrow, as they say. Ah, greetings Joshua. You've done some fine work this past couple of weeks. The damage reports on the region of Liberls you've been providing have proved invaluable in allocating personnel. I really can't thank you enough. Oh, you needn't thank me. By the way, Kurt, I feel like I need to say something regarding my Bracer badge. As you probably already know, what power I have was given to me by the society. Before becoming a Bracer, I used to commit many unforgivable crimes too. No matter how much I think about it, I just can't see how someone like me is fit to call himself a Bracer. You know, Joshua, I've always seen power as an imperfect concept. And that's why I believe people are able to use it. Am I wrong? No, I suppose not. Then what difference is there between us? We are both keenly aware of our flaws, and yet we both use what limited power we have to do what we believe to be right. I see no difference. Well, I can't really argue with that logic. I still can't pretend to be completely confident in myself though. Be that as it may, that's nothing to be ashamed of. You should simply continue striving to overcome it. And well, this is but my personal opinion. I'd say you're a model bracer. That's a really, really nice compliment, and it will definitely boost his confidence at least a little bit. Wow, I didn't know Josette was from the nobility. I always pictured Erebonian nobles as being real stuffy and scary. But maybe there's a few cute ones mixed in there. After all the work we've been doing lately, it's great to be able to come to a swanky place like this and put our feet up. The food's pretty good too. I swear, it's like watching two children squabble. It's great that we're peaceful again and all, but I think these two are taking things a little bit too easy. Could you two stop fighting? Oh hey Joshua, I didn't expect to see you guys here. You were invited then? Sure was. An invitation just showed up out of nowhere. You can imagine our surprise when we saw the thing. No way we're turning down some high-class grub though, so we hurried on over. That's very like you. Not gonna deny it. That aside, thanks to Her Majesty pardoning us, we're now free to walk around in the open. Feels like we should start thinking about how to make a good honest living for ourselves. That's not the first time you've said that. Something about wanting to start up a courier service, right? Well, maybe, but that's not the only thing we could try out. Whatever we settle on, it should involve flying the skies. That's how we lived our lives so far, and don't want to change it now. Yep, and eventually, they did become couriers. You're not gonna hear me say no. All that complicated financial stuff goes right over my head. Just don't count on me there. That might even be right up Josette's alley. I figured that would be the case. Looks like I'm the most fit to be at this party after all. Because I've been to plenty of high society gatherings wearing poofy dresses. Hey, don't make it sound like I've never worn a dress before. Because I have, for your information. I just don't need to go around trying to convince everyone that I'm not a boy, unlike some people I could name. Try saying I look like a boy again and see what happens. Look, you two, I appreciate that you two have your differences, but we're kind of in a really public, really high-class place here. So could you take this fight somewhere else? Oh, shut up, Joshua. Wow, sorry. Damn right I can. You're on. Just don't cry when you realize you can't actually beat me though. Okay then, have it your way. How about you and me settle this with an honorable duel? Think you can handle it? Cool, I would really love to see that duel. So, that should be everyone? Maybe? Holding a party like this makes me feel like peace has finally returned to the castle. It certainly hasn't felt like that in the days leading up to it. We were all busy clearing things up until a few days ago. Still, the best thing about starting up a company is we'd be able to employ all the guys we worked under us while we were in the Sky Binnet business. I mean, I ain't saying it's gonna be easy, we don't even have any funding, and we don't know if we'll even be profitable once we do get things up and running. You'll be fine. Okay, I think that's about everyone now. There were a few people I didn't get to talk to though, so hopefully I can make another round of the party later, once they're free. Here we go. Come on, Dorothy, we're talking to the military guys next. Get a move on, woman, we haven't got all day. Now, I don't feel too good. My stomach feels like a giant bottle of water. That's what you get when you drink way too much in a short period of time, you idiot. But never mind that, we've got work to do. Okay. I just love Dorothy. Such a good character. Joshua?
Oh, hey Kloe. Finally got a bit of a break? It must be exhausting having to do one interview after another. Well, I suppose it is a little. Not too bad though. I've had to do a lot more of them ever since becoming Crown Princess, so I'm starting to get used to them. I can believe that. It feels like I've been seeing your face in all kinds of papers and magazines lately. I think anyone would learn to adjust after a while. Well, you know, it probably won't be too long before it starts to die down, so just hang in there. All you can really do is grin and bear it until then, unfortunately. Yeah, I know. That's exactly what I intend to do, too. I swore to myself that I would do all I can to help and protect this country's people. Accepting a few interviews here and there is the easy part. Well, if you say so. You really are strong. Oh, I'm not so sure about that. I still feel as I'm doubting myself a lot of the time. Like, I just have to keep going out of my comfort zone, feeling reckless with my every push. Maybe so. Still doesn't change the fact that you're strong, not me, anyway. I remember the strength you showed trying to protect Clem when we first met too. Aw, thank you. I nearly forgot about that. Maybe now would be the best time after all. Something on your mind, Kloe? Could I have a little bit of your time, Joshua? I got something I want to say to you. Sure, okay. This way then. Is she gonna make an official confession? Is it me, or does she seem kind of bothered by something? Where's Estelle right now anyway? I got the stomach to spare. Oh, she's picking up her pace. This could get interesting. Whose side are you on anyway? I guess I can leave her as she is for now. She seems pretty occupied. Yes, she is. I should go and see what Kloe wants then. Have I done something to make her angry though? I don't feel like I have. Nope, she's gonna confess to you. Not that she wants a relationship with you, but she wants you to know how she feels. I think that's gonna be it. So, Kloe? What was it that you wanted to tell me? Look, if I've done something to offend you, I'm sorry, alright? I love you, Joshua. What? I'm sorry. I'm happy you feel that way, but... Oh, don't worry. I knew exactly how you were going to respond before I said anything. I just felt like I had to get that out before I could really start moving on. The sky sure is beautiful tonight, isn't it? How long have you, well, felt that way? Say, Joshua, if you had met me before Estelle, do you think you would have, well... No. I'm pretty sure that never would have happened. Sorry. I told you, don't worry. I can't deny there's a part of me that wants to keep you all to myself, but even if that were possible, I don't think it would be what I truly wanted, because when it comes down to it, I really love you both, you and Estelle. That's partly why I wanted to see that troubled face of yours one last time. It was worth the effort to bring it out too. That was probably the best expression I've seen to date. You can be kind of a bully sometimes, you know that? Maybe. This feels like the most fun I've had in some time. So, what's on your mind, Joshua? What? I can easily tell you're worried about something. My instincts are quite sharp, or so I'd like to believe. Besides, I was watching you the whole time I was handling that interview earlier. Oh. Well, how exactly am I supposed to take that? Still, you're hiding something, aren't you? Are you planning on doing something all on your own again?
Your instincts are sharp, alright. Estelle surprises me from time to time too, but you're definitely up there. Well, that's just how us girls are. So, come on. Tell me what's troubling you. It's nothing that major, really. I intend to leave Liberl by the end of the month. But why? The country is finally at peace now. That's exactly why I think it's the right time. Urobor seems to be completely withdrawn from the country, and the restoration efforts are coming along smoothly. So maybe it's about time for me to leave on a journey of my own. It's taken me a long time to get this far, but I've finally been able to start thinking of myself as a person, and not some kind of broken doll. I was finally able to achieve the very thing everyone wanted for me. There's been both a good thing and a bad thing. Good thing that I finally feel human. Bad that in my heart I've been acting in a way it never did before. Broken dolls can easily look away from all the terrible things they've done, but I can't do that anymore. Oh, that's why I need to go on this journey around the continent, so I can work towards atoning for all that I've done. So I can start embracing the person I am now, in the truest sense of the word. I see. But if you do that, that means you won't be able to see Estelle for a while. Yeah, I know. It might not be even for a while. It could be a long time. I'm still not sure how to break it to her either. That part, that's on my mind right now. Yeah, you really think that Estelle is not gonna go with you? You know that's gonna be the end of it. Yeah, definitely. You've still got a lot of growing up to do, young man. If you ask me, you just tell her in the way that comes most naturally to you. You don't have to write some big speech in your head in advance. Speak to her from your heart. You believe in her, don't you? No matter how you phrase it, she'll understand. All you have to do is get those words out there. You owe that much to her, if you love her. You know that, right? And just to rest assured, I haven't forgotten that we already seen the scene that he tells Estelle about this and that she decides to go with her. I'm just trying to live in the moment of this scene here. But that does mean that the ending that we saw, the second chapter, was after this then, right? Or not? It has to be, if he's saying here that they've already been all over Liberl, but he hasn't told her that he wants to go beyond the borders, to travel the continent. Oh well, I'm sure someone can correct me in the comments if I got that wrong. No problem. You owe that much to her if you love her, you know that, right? Yeah, I do. I really am hopeless, aren't I? You shouldn't have to tell me something that obvious. He wouldn't be you if he didn't have to tell you. Plus, that kind of thing is part of why I love you too. Please, stop teasing me. Just remember, it'll be okay. If anyone knows you, it's Estelle. Although, if you ask me, she'll... Joshua, where are you? Yeah, even Kloe knows that she will not let Joshua go again. Oh, there you are. Look at these. They're Josette's goggles. I took them from her as a spoils of war. I'm glad you're having fun, Estelle. Make sure you give those back to the Josette later, okay? Maybe I will, maybe I won't. Tune in to next week's issue to find out. Wait, hold on. Kloe? I suppose it's about time I return to the banquet now. You can have Joshua back now, Estelle? Sure. Kloe? So, I'm not sure how to best put this either, but... Thanks. I'm glad I was able to talk to you like this. Really, I am. Oh. You're very welcome. Well then, I wish you both a very pleasant night.
The heck? So Joshua, what did you two, talk about? Oh, nothing much. She just gave me a bit of much needed motivation. Oh, really? Oh, that sure clears things up. It's been 5 years, and Estelle has believed in me for every single one. And I believe in her too. Ah, no it doesn't. What motivation? Estelle, I've got something I need to tell you. I'm all ears. What's up? Well, you see... Oh, fireworks? Ah, beautiful. The perfect end to a party. Wow, fireworks. They're so pretty. There's so many of them too. Yeah, and they're so high up in the sky. You see, Estelle? Side story, the banquet finished. Learned a recipe for a luxurious lunch. Yeah, that was beautiful. I love that. Yes, alright, so we're gonna leave it here. In between this episode and the next one, I will prep our party to be split in two. And like I said, I think Kloe will be in one party and Kevin in the other. So we have both, let's just say, proficient healers in one of each party. So that will be fine. And after that, it's just maxing out all the equipment with the new store we got. Check out all the quartz we have. See we can get the ones we still need to even everybody out. So next time we can go straight into the silvering gold road on the third plane. Yeah, I think that's the plan of it. But until then, I wish you all a great night, morning, day, wherever you are. And if you're still here, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe, and make sure to be back next time as we go down the roads split in two. Bye bye.